We hit a milestone in our career as cats where we get to go meow officially over on our YouTube page, exclamation mark YouTube. You can officially subscribe. I am really I'm quite amazed that we finally did it. But we finally we hit the point where we hit the ability to have subs, to have super chats, to be able to be recognized, which is it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I've had that channel since 2017, and not been something that has ever nearly been a close thing. It's always been out of reach. So I'm really happy that it's something we finally did. No analytics. Get out of here. Okay. All right. So this game is called Bladesong. Bladesong. See what kind of options it's got. All right. Let's see. Telemetry on and off. Okay. Interface scale, automatically hit blades abilities. Volume, I'll turn the music volume down a little bit. Full screen, windowed. Not a lot of options, hopefully we don't need them. Alright, let's go. Let's try it out. Is the sword singing? I think it's supposed to, yeah. In the darkness you writhe. You cling to life by the tips of your fingers. Something takes shape in the emptiness, contours of flesh tracing along familiar lines. A withered old man's face floating before your own. When she speaks, she has the raspy voice of a raven. Did that say grandma? Did that say grandpa? Who are you, a swordsmith? A survivor? A saint? Who are we, chat? A dying man? A dying woman? A dying soul. Aw, cool. They had a gender neutral way to do this. Nice. Nice. Soul. Dying. Wrong. It is not your time yet. The sundering claimed untold lives, yet you endured when so many around you perished. What did you do to survive? Okay, what do we do? Were we a leader? I'm sorry, mercenary? Leader? Wanderer? Or slave? Diplomacy, toughness, knowledge, finesse. There's a lot of choices there, chat. I think that's just your backstory, DK. Yeah. You're torn between Merc and Wanderer? I am also thinking about Mercenary. Yes. Wanderer, Leader, Wanderer. Why do you say Wanderer? Background grants +3 knowledge and may open unique dialogue choices. Okay, Wanderer it is. A cold hand touches your brow. Water cools your burning throat. You kept something through all your hardships. A keepsake from a better time. What was it? This is like a D&D way of building your character. An artisan toolkit. A family heirloom. Or a bottle of old wine spirit. Let's see. So the artisan kit for creative playstyle grants a bundle of leathers and pigments for more creative freedom early on. The heirloom for a story-focused playstyle grants a unique family heirloom passed down through previous generations of your lineage. For an optimization focused playstyle grants a bottle of precious liquor to boost your progress. Oh man, what are we, chat? I don't think like we're creative so much as we are Story-driven or optimization? I'm thinking heirloom. Yeah. I'm thinking heirloom. Alright, the fire is burning itself out, leaving you a damp shadow of your old self. You claw blindly in the darkness until more water is tipped down your throat. What do you believe in? Now the voices have abandoned this world. Oh wow, what do we believe in? Joe!
Steve Lurk.
Hello, Joe. Thank you for the lurk. Ambition? Continuity. Freedom. Compassion? Nothing. What do you like there? What do you what do you like there? What do you like there, chat? Ambition? Community? Freedom? Compassion? Nothing. Hello, HUD. How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you here tonight. Nothing. Go entropy? No, that's what Spec would say. Let's go with compassion. Small kindness is an act of defiance in a world without pity. You have it backwards. Love is what dooms your kind in the end. The world will tear out that soft heart of yours and devour it. I'll leave you with one final question, and I don't expect an answer. What will fill the silence, the voices left behind? As the old woman's face retreats into the inky blackness, sparks flicker into life behind her. One by one, a field of stars burning with sickly pale light. Like seeds taking root, they twist and expand, their tendrils branching and burrowing through the darkness until they strangled it with the light. Now wake, Smith. You have to play a part in humanity's final act. Jeez. Your eyes flutter. You regain consciousness. You are faintly surprised to find yourself alive. Either death did not come for you, or when it did, it found you unyielding. Awaken. You sit up, gasping, sweat-drenched. The fever has broken. Wow. Let's remember. A lifetime on the road, selling your wares, sleeping under trees, learning the secrets of the world. Every year it got harder. Landmarks vanished. Bridges collapsed. Outposts fell to ruin. At least you were forced to seek a sanctuary. It was a long journey to Aaron Keep through dust and despair. Your last memories are of sliding from your dying horse, your numb legs tracking furrows in the mud as someone dragged you to shelter. But who? Outside the tent, in the crude field forge, complete with an anvil. Did you crawl here in a daze? Or did your mysterious caretaker bring you here? Either way, the anvil gives you a feeling of home. You're in a tent. There's no sign of your caretaker, apart from your half-empty water pail and a damp cloth on your brow. You peek out of the tent flap, squinting against the sunlight. Outside, as far as the eye can see, stretches a chaotic sprawl of tents and shelters, churned mud and shallow graves. Most of your rations are gone. Your horse was already dying when the fever took you. Its body is nowhere to be seen. By now, it's likely soup, and you are on your own. Man, this story has some Deep background. It seems to have been abandoned for some time, lacking anyone with the skill to work it. But it won't require much effort to get running again, should you need to make a living out here. Hopefully it won't come to that. First, you should try to head to the gates and try to secure entry to Aaron Keep. That's why you came here, after all. Alright. This is what'll teach us what we need to know. People will come to you with commissions. You choose which commissions to take on. Commissions refresh daily. Select a highlighted button and choose your first commission. Owen! Owen wants... Can you make me a sword? Okay. Action points replenish daily. Preparing the village also costs steel. Okay. Forge. To rotate the camera, hold the right mouse button and rotate. Okay. Or Alt plus right mouse button. Zooming out. Really? Really? God damn it. Hold on while I open up my stupid program, because of course they fucking added mouse wheel. Okay. Scroll in. Scroll out. Scroll out. Scroll out. Use the tutorial to revisit any information you've already seen. Okay. Customers have different requirements, which your sword must fulfill. The top left panel shows your progress towards commission requirements. Hover the cursor of the blade length required to see in detail. Okay. Let's start shaping your blade. Click the button to add change length ability. You can apply light or heavy hammer hits to alter your blade. Let's start with light hits. Click on the steel billet to hammer and lengthen it. I know, Hood. Me too. Me too. In order to make the larger changes in your blade, you can build up strength with heavy hits. Click on the hammer. It is at its highest position for a heavy hit. The longer your chain of heavy hits, the more your blade changes with each hit. Okay. Now the blade length required is met. Let's flatten the blade. Click the plus button to change the thickness ability. As you please. Hold shift for even lighter hammer hits. Change thickness. Okay. Let's make the blade wider using the change width ability. Like a giant machete. hammer a point on the sword. Usually customers won't accept a sword without a point. Makes sense. It is a sword after all. Okay. Cross-section ability makes your blade sharp. Let's add it. Okay. The ability has two steps. First, you need to give the blade a sharp edge. Watch the cross-section display in the top right to get a better understanding of what's changing. Hammer until the blue line on the blade turns orange. Okay. The edge is now sharp, and you can further adjust the shape of the cross-section. Keep hammering until the hexagon shape becomes a diamond shape. Diamond? Oh, good. Great, your blade is complete. Now go into hilt mode, okay. In hilt mode, you have access to a library of sword parts to complete your work. Select a guard from the library and then attach it to the slot on your sword. Alright, we're gonna put it into our slot, chat. See how much you're spending? Add a grip part next. I don't want to put it in front of the hat and the handle, huh? It's missing the part where every 30 seconds of hammering, you have to shove the blade back into the forge to keep it malleable. It just happens automatically. Your customer requires two-handed swords, so your grip section needs to be long enough. Attach a second grip. Okay. When holding a sword part, you can cycle through them. Select a pommel and try this one out. Where does it go? Doesn't seem to go anywhere. Every part of your sword's influence is physics. Watch the weight and balance meters shift as you attach a pommel. Oh. Nice. Where am I supposed to put it? Bad there. Bad there. Oh. I guess down here? I think it wants it right. Oh, I make it stay at 2. Okay. Yeah, see what you're asking now, video game. What do you want me to do? You can detach parts again by clicking on them, and you'll get your resources back, so feel free to experiment. When you're happy with the two-handed hilt, let's make some final adjustments. I feel like it doesn't look as good up high, though. You know? I feel like it's supposed to be down at the bottom. That's just where a sword is supposed to have this thing. Even though having it up a little bit does add more mobility. I guess you can only put it in between the two parts and attach them together. Just looks weird like this. Looks like somebody attached like a random piece of stick to a sword, you know? That looks more like what it's supposed to look like. Is there a Steve creator code? No. So the palm will go up there? Maybe not at all. Doesn't even need a pommel. Popular legend. Nice. Okay, when you're happy with it, let's make some fine adjustments to the blade. Okay. What are we supposed to do to the blade? Am I not supposed to do something with the blade now? Hey, confetti. Hello, turtle. Welcome in. Okay. So they like the blade length. It's two-handed. Are we good? Oh, the polish level. Very polished. Okay. I don't know what it wants me to do now. You're happy with your work you're doing. Let's make some more adjustments to the blade. Okay, what more would you like me to do? That lighting is kind of wild. Ah! I don't know what's happening. Okay, that was scary. Apparently you can share your sword designs if you're very, very, very proud of them. How's the weather? It's been okay. It's been okay. It's, things around here are a little strange, you know? There, so you have to have a pommel on it. You can't not have a pommel on it. Okay. Alright. Change the width. Alright, we're gonna do some more width. To flip the direction of your hammer, and then hammer to narrow the blade. Okay. Offer to Owen. A nameless sword has been made. The man takes the sword and jabs it into his shadow experimentally. A slow grin crosses his face. This should do the trick. Thank you, here's your payment. There's our first sword, chat. Isn't she a beauty? Congratulations on finishing your first sword. Another customer awaits. Huh? Skill tree? Okay. Customers with repair jobs will provide you with a sword.
You're a real sweetheart.
Sword money.
You know that.
Turtle, thank you for the sword money. These commissions don't have an initial billet cost, so they're perfect for making some coin when you're low on resources. Okay. What do we do? Customer wants his sword altered. The rounded point needs to be turned into a narrow point. Okay. Can do that, right, chat? You can change the range of many abilities. Range influenced. Okay. To adjust the range. And make it pointier. Nice work. When you have fulfilled all the requirements, commission is complete. Okay, the man takes the sword and tests the point, smashing it into the what? The bead of blood that wells? Oh, at his fingertips. Okay, I see. Folks out here will take everything from you if you aren't vigilant. Keep an eye out. Okay. Should chat have sharp things? Chat, are you gonna behave with your swords? Alright, here's for the scrap item. Go to your inventory and expect what you received. Salvaging turns scrap into useful resources. The cost of a small amount of action points, so it's perfect use for leftover points at the end of the day. However, hover over items to see descriptions. Interact with the item to salvage it. Old tools. That is dumb as shit. Why would you hit F instead of just clicking on it? Video game, please. You're being dumb and I hate it. No, Queen, no, not letting you play with swords. Action points are spent. It's time to end the day. Okay, end the day. End. Alright, explore. The outer gate. No swords, Alex. No swords. No swords. Passage into Aaron Keep is barred by a colossal gate taller than the ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the Masked King's ascension, it mainly keeps out the desperate masses seeking his protection. Examine the magical barrier. Knowledge 60%. It's only visible in the half light of dawn or when it pours through rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Aaron Keep in a vast dome. Nice. We succeeded. For a city to have such survived this long past the Sundering, it must have extraordinary defenses. You've heard that some surviving outposts have guardian dragons or shrouds of impenetrable fog, but none have as perfect a protection as Aaron Keep. Hello, Mercury. Let's see. It is as though the songs never ended. Attackers, human or otherwise, are simply unable to breach the dome. Poisonous miasmas dissipate harmlessly against it. Plagues are kept at bay. Within this sanctuary, crops grow without withering. Water runs clean, and people can sleep without fear. If such miracles can exist in a world without the voices, surely there's hope for the future. We are now inspired. You approach the portcullis, rises to admit a caravan, and chaos breaks out. The crowd swells like a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guard better let them back with their shields. The merchant wagon barrels through, the drivers using horsewhips to lash stragglers out of the way. Call for attention, or sneak through with the wagons. Let's call out to the guard. What do you want? He gazes down at you like a fisherman disappointed with his catch. I want to enter the keep. Are you a citizen? Or you got yourself a worker's permit? No, I don't. Of course, if you could let me through... No, I don't. Then get out of here, applicant, and stop wasting my time. That's the euphemism the guards use to refer to the desperate hordes camping their gate. It has a nicer ring, you suppose, than refugee. Please, I've traveled a long way and barely survived the journey. I need to get through. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. Head back to your tent. Let's try I'm a blacksmith. Every applicant who comes here begging is a doctor or a master glassmaker or a damned alchemist. You think I was born yesterday. If you're a smith, prove it. Okay. How do you expect me to do that? I can show you a sword I made. If you just come with me, I'll demonstrate my skills at my forge. And how am I supposed to know you're telling the truth? I've got a sword too. Doesn't make me a smith. Buzz off. Damn it. You return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You are hardly at your best, working with such limited materials. But it's all you have for the time being. It won't be long before your cache of steel runs out. Since it seems you're going to be here longer than expected, you should make it a priority to find a merchant in this forsaken place. Yeah. Nicely done, you finished the tutorial. Yay, from today on, you'll have more action points to spend. You won't be able to complete every commission, so pick the ones that you like the sound of. The game opens up from here, don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. Thanks, video game. Wow. Okay. So we have one ruined helmet. 4 pieces of leather. 79, whatever the fuck those are. quicker. He must move as quietly as a cat. He's small, wry, with a balding head and eyes. Venom! It looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. True. Osco. Victoria. Brian. Think you could make it usable again? Probably. Okay, so 8. So I've come to realize you can't get this far in the world with just a rusty knife. I require leverage, and times like these, okay. Sure. What is it that you want? Alright. Between 29 and 49. Apparently it's 10. Interesting. Okay. Let's get to work. Currently at 32. I'm gonna make you a big boy. 36. Scroll out. Scroll out. $37. 39. 42. 45. That seems like a nice length for a sword. What do you think, fellas? Would you be proud of that being the length of your sword? Alright, what to do here? No requirements. No requirements. Its requirement is speed of 2. Material is wood. One-handed. Okay. A narrow point. Okay. Easy. Oh wow, you can curve the blade if you want to. Neat. Adjust range. Yeah. All right. So I think we want to make it a finer blade, right? So that doesn't feel like it's good enough on the thickness, you know? I feel like we need to work on that thickness some more. That is a hell of a blade, isn't it? That's gonna be a blade. That's gonna be a real blade right there. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Now, change the width. Make it a reverse hammer. We call her the Needle. Good. There we go. Right. Sharp and pointy end, yes. Yes, as Carpet would say, yes. There we go. It's practically a fucking lightsaber. Okay. Great. Now, so we got the point. Taper the width. There we go. Okay. It's pretty good on that. I'm gonna do the cross section now. Whew, man. This thing is gonna stab some people. That's a stabby sword for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice. Requires at least 3 wood. Okay. I want more wood. Okay. There we go. Okay. That's a flat blade though. Let's see. How can I make, how do we make the blade more pointy? Scroll out. Oh, okay. Good. Break all the iron's hot. Okay. Okay. There we go. What do we think, chat? What do we think? I think that is a hell of a sword. What do I name it? Like that. Name this one the Needler. I think it's perfect for cooking hot dogs. Let's see what Victoria thinks. The sword is taken, admired, then stowed away. Very nice. This should prove quite persuasive. The world's not fair, so it might as well be unfair in my favor. True story, lady. True story. The Needler. Well, chat, what do you think about getting stabbed with that? Good shit, huh? Yeah. We can get an experience point, a skill point. Okay. Masterpiece? I know. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Advanced swordsmithing. Asymmetrical blades. Sword art scaling. I like advanced swordsmithing, I think, is what I'm gonna do. Advanced swordsmithing. Okay. Alright, we can do one more thing. So let's do... let's see, my old blade finally gave out. It wasn't much to look at, but I carried the thing with me since it fell apart. I feel naked without it. Can you replace it? Can't be defenseless. Yes, I can do that for you. Wait, how much do we have? We only have 8 steel left. No, I cannot do that for you. Oh wait, no? That's how much it's gonna take. I guess there, how do we see? Oh, this is how much steel we have. We have 60 steel. Okay. 60 steel. This one gives us 2 ruined helmets, 4 leather. This one gives us boots, silver. This one gives us steel. Oh, okay, so it actually only costs us 4, really. Because this is going to give us steel back. Yeah, let's do this one. Alright, Osco. Scroll out. Scroll out. Okay. Scroll out. Alright, what are we dealing with here? Sword length. Wow, he wants a big one. The overall length of the blade measured base to point. Has to be less than 71. Has to be 3. The only requirement is the mobility. How easily the hilt can be repositioned to defend on changing stance. Okay. Book. Smith's Companion. I don't even know what that means, but okay. One-handed sword with a narrow point. Okay. Alright, chat, time to get pounded. Who's ready to pound it out? Disgust. Okay, let's make it 90 centimeters. I like that. Okay. Alright, 90 centimeters long. Now we're gonna squish it. Trying to make it a little bit flatter. pretty good thickness. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Next, we're going to make it wider. Okay. Good. Put the tip. Let's work on the tip, chat. Go. Okay. One-handed. I don't know what that book means, but okay, let's figure that out. Okay. Alright. Doing well, my friend. Hello again. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, Turbulent. You are loved by Wayward. Taper the blade, making it narrower towards the point. Yes, we want to do that. Good. And we also want to taper the thickness. That seems good. Cross section. I want this to be orange. There we go. Nice little green blade on that. We like that. We like that. Okay. Now let's see. Let's do mild taper. Seems good. The points on the end. I don't know what that means though. Required at least 2. It's a 1. What the fuck does that mean? You discard material. Popular wood. Oval thick. Huh? Put some fine wood. Okay, we love that. So how... It did not tell me how to book Blacksmith's Companion, this thing. Can't say I understand that at all. Options. Doesn't tell me what the blacksmith book is. Doesn't. Take a picture of it, toggle the lighting. I mean, it's a pretty pointy looking sword. Could be tapered a little bit more, I suppose. Hope you're doing well, Turbulent. But what does the company mean? Does it mean I need to do more work on it? Maybe I'll go more. A little more on the cross section, maybe. Okay, that's a nice diamond. Everything seems really nice. Too wide down here? Taper the width a little bit more, maybe? great sharpness. Like that. Sharpness back. Seems like a pretty good sword. An ultra pointy sword? It's a very pointy sword, yeah. I'm not sure what else it would like, though. Does it want it to be a little thinner? I didn't want it to be thinner. Did you want it to be fatter? Nope. I took away speed. I don't want that. That took away power. I don't want that either. This is like the perfect amount right there. The points seem to be good. Make the point a little longer? I think that's fine too. Width is the only thing I'm seeing. Nope, as soon as I do that, it goes down. I like that. Try to hand it over and see what happens, I guess. Unmet requirements. I don't know what that requirement means. I heard a thing. What did I just hear? Oh, Turbulent. Thank you for giving that gifted sub out to At with the Ghosts. Thank you so much, Turbulent. Giving out a gift sub before getting yourself. That's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what do I need to do? There's nothing you can do to ask for help. Really. You have earned a skill point. Open the skill tree to spend it on improvements.
Thanks for the
Doesn't help me
bids.
at all.
You're a real
Wayward! Thank you for the
Know that.
biddies. Getting really close to that goal now. There's another hype train. Hey, Carpet. Getting Turbulent for 3 months. Let's go, buddy. Turbulent, enjoy your 3 months of gift sub. See you, Carpet. I hate when you have to Google
Giant
something.
gifted a tier 1 sub to Interbulant.
What's it called? Smith's Companion, Bladesong. Alright, let's see what the internet has to say about this. Blade Song. Oh, this is also a mobile game, huh? Okay. That's why it has such friendly controls. Smith's Companion. What's that? It's so new, it doesn't really tell you. I have no idea what this wants. I do not know what this wants. Let's see. 3 months? Yeah, it's Turbulent. 3 months. Carpet is a very kind mouse. He's a very kind mouse. If I could make a sword out of cheese, I would. This is definitely ripped from D&D, but I can't figure out. I cannot figure out what this should be. That's strange. Like, I know... Like, I got 1 point accidentally. So what's the other 1 point? Damn it. Used, wood used. Did I run into something? Wait the blade bill. So that makes it steel. The best community I've come across on Twitch. Aww. What's the thing it's looking for? It's called the books. The Blacksmiths Companion. Google had no idea what I was looking for. It tried to show me a D&D campaign. I think this is all we've got, really. Unless I'm just... Maybe I need to, maybe I need to undo this tapering of thickness a little bit. Nope, it's not doing it. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to do anything. You've always fostered a great group. I wish I had the time to visit more frequently. Hopefully that will be the case. You guys are great company. Aw, thank you, Turbulent. I know things have been rough from you from time to time, but thank you for dropping by whenever you can. Maybe I have to use a different hilt? I don't know. Wait, do we not have a hilt at all? There's no cross-section? There it is. You have to use all the parts of the sword. That's what I was missing. I was missing a cross section. Okay. Now I get it. Alright, cool. That just means use all the parts you're supposed to. Okay, that's much better. That's much more makes sense. Thank you, Smith. I missed having my steel at my side. Might even be better than my old blade. Hope the last one Hope this one lasts as long as the last one did. That thing carried me through the sundering. You're welcome, sir. That's a pretty good looking sword. I think you could cut a bitch with that. Okay. I don't have any more action points for today. I think that's all we got. I don't even think we can do this. Don't even have the energy. Nope. Don't have the energy. It is stupid that you have to use your F in order to do that. End of day 2. The new balance is 146. The previous was 135. We made money, chat. Made money. The camp. What's in the camp? Outside the walls of Aaron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Scavenge for food. Introduce yourself to your neighbors. I like introducing myself. The tents near you are mostly occupied by unfriendly, suspicious folks. They spit on the ground when you approach and ward you off with threatening gestures.
Steven hugs.
Yeah. Hey, Teresa, how's it going? Welcome in, buddy. Thank you so much for coming back for month 47. Hope you're doing okay. There's one exception, however. A young woman who actually smiles as you approach through her eyes, although her eyes are haunted and hollow set. Young woman, glad to see you're feeling better. You were on death's door a while there. I'm sorry, have we met? You looked after me. Not exactly. I dragged you to safety after you fell off your horse. Thank you. No problem. The old woman did most of the work, nursing you back to health. I checked in now and then, but she told me you were still recovering. Where is she anyway? I haven't seen her in days. Alright, even though the sun is trying to kill you? Man, over here the cold is trying to kill us. Sun is falling through? Oh no, that's the worst. You just handed me over to some random stranger. No idea. Let me know if you run into her again. She was gone by the time I woke up. That's strange. I assumed she was a relative of yours. No. Must have been just some kind-hearted old soul. Count your blessing. There's not many of those around in this camp. Hi, it's nice to see a friendly face around here. Lovely neighborhood. Or do you have any food? Hi, it's nice to see a friendly face. And good to meet you too. Name's Sheev, short for Shavana. But my mother calls me that, and she's been dead for 10 years. She's painfully thin and covered in grime, much like everyone else in the camp. She's the first person you've seen smile, though. What do you imagine goes on in Aaron Keep? I'm starting to forget what civilization used to look like. 108 Fahrenheit. Jesus Christ, Teresa. I think I would trade you in a heartbeat. I don't like the snow. I do not like the snow at all. 120 degrees effing A. If I don't wear sunglasses at this point, the sun gives me a headache. Dude, Kira, I was saying the same damn thing. I have to wear sunglasses when the snow is this bad outside, because I can't see. It literally blinds me. Alright, let's see. It's safe in there. The masked king looks after his people. I don't know about that. It's somewhere you can set up shop and build a real business, not just scrape by. You make it sound so easy. I wish I had a skill I could build a business around. All I know how to do is survive one day to the next. Same, Shavana. Same. She lapses into silence. Somewhere in the distance, a scream rings out. You both try to ignore it. Do you know anyone selling materials I could use for my forge? I heard someone say there's a scrap peddler in the Lost City selling all sorts of things. Be careful if you go to Lost City, though. That place gives me the shivers. Okay. Before you leave, she grabs your arm. There's a wild desperation in her eyes. I've been stuck out here for weeks, and not everyone in camp is as friendly as you. Not sure how much longer I can last. Can you do me a favor? If you get into Aaron Keep before me, find a fellow named Lucas Borino. He's my uncle. If he knew I was out here, he'd help me. I'm sure of it. Of course. You really think I'll get in before you? You've been here longer than I have. You're a blacksmith, aren't you? You actually have a skill that can benefit Aaron Keep. All my skills are only relevant to surviving out here. Trapping small animals, finding water in the drylands, that sort of thing. My only advantage is my winning personality, and that hasn't gotten me anywhere so far. Same, Shavana. Same. Just if you get through the gate, keep an eye out, okay? Lucas Borino. Remember that. Cat, remember that name. She lifts her hand in farewell as you walk away from her tent. Her smile is as fragile as porcelain. Scavenge for food. The tragedy of applicants' camp is incredible. So is the smell. There's no sewers out here. Not everyone bothers to go to the outskirts to use the latrine. Ew. Tucked away from the squalor, you find a pocket where desperation hasn't completely taken hold. Children are playing in the mud. A few scrawny chickens peck at the ground, miraculously uneaten. As you pick your way through, wary eyes track your movement from the tent flaps, some calling out to alert their neighbors to the presence of a newcomer. As the center of the little commune, you find a family crouched around a huge cooking pot, simmering with meats and scrounged vegetables. A little girl tosses a handful of wild herbs into the stew. Your mouth waters. Approach them. A father and a mother, a gaggle of children, a grandmother with a face like an ancient apple, even a dog rolling on its back in the dirt, tongue wagging. They are rough-looking sorts, filthy and gaunt, but you're not exactly presentable yourself these days. As you get closer, the man twitches aside his cloak to reveal a heavy wooden club. His wife hand darts to a dagger in her belt. The dog snarls, hackles raised. They all look at you carefully, awaiting your next move. Pet the dog! That's funny. I really want to click pet the dog, but I feel like that's how you get bit. But I also want to pet the dog. Chad, I don't know what to do. I really want to pet the dog, but I feel like that's not a great idea. Damn. Can I pet that dog? Damn it. Guess I should introduce myself before I pet the dog. Bearded man. Oh there, strangers. Name Bennett Munder. There's my wife, Trianne, and her ma, Gata. I can take you through the names of the nippers too if you'd like, but I get them mixed up myself. That's fair. The young woman smiles wanly, withdrawing her hand from the dagger's hilt. The old woman just nods, with her expression lost in the mass of wrinkles. The children cluster behind their father, peeping at you and giggling. And the smut's name is Clodo. He's a good boy. Keeps the vultures away. I want to pet Clodo. With the word vultures, Bennett's expression darkens. Clodo sneezes disdainfully. I'm gonna pet the dog. Yeah! The dog lifts its lip in a snarl as you approach, but at the last moment lowers its head and allows you to scratch behind its ear. Aww. Clodo seems to like them. That's good enough for me. Good boy. Clodo's tail wags wildly, stirring up a cloud of dust. You mentioned vultures earlier. What's in the pot smells incredible. Pleasure to meet you. I'll see you later. Aye, human vultures. He doesn't elaborate further, but his shoulders stiffen. Okay. What's in the pot? It smells incredible. It only smells good because, from the looks of you, you haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Come on, pull up a rock, grab a bowl. Aww. It's a hugely generous gesture. Meals out here are as precious as gold. And this man has children to feed. Don't worry about me, I'm not hungry. Sit down and join. No, sit down and join, for sure. It's hot and thick and rich with meat. It's the best thing you've ever tasted. The first time in weeks, the hunger in your belly ceases its howling. How long have you been camping out here? Almost 2 months. Every day I beg the guards to let us through, but they're not interested in the likes of us. They've offered us a trade, though. they'll take our nippets in and keep them safe. If Trianne and I go work ourselves to death in their mines, but then who would look after old Gata? Aww. Gata wouldn't survive out here alone. What do you think of that? I would say I agree. And that's the truth of it. So we're stuck out here for the time being. Don't worry though, we'll find a way to get ourselves past that gate. Where'd you find the food? You seen those big merchant caravans that come through every day? A box of rations fell off the back of one of those. That's some luck, ain't it? Sure is. It just fell off of its own accord, huh? A little risky, isn't it, to steal so much food? Teach me your ways. That's funny. Teach me your ways. In truth, I'm not sure I could do it again. The timing was perfect, the guards were distracted, the merchants had all caught the wasting fever and could barely lift their heads. You can't rely on that kind of luck. Pleasure to meet you, buddy. Away from the Monders, the atmosphere of the camp reasserts itself. Unfriendly glares. Distant sobbing, you draw your coat close around yourself and hurry back to your tent. Remember, kids, if you see someone stealing food for their family, no you didn't. Absolutely. If you see anybody stealing food, no you didn't. I like that this is a game, but it's also somehow a novel. Alright, so we still have 49 of those. Oh, Bennett. Clodo, trotting faithfully behind him. The dog's tail wagging in recognition. Good tidings, Smith. Just thought I'd drop by and take a look at your forge. It's a nice little setup you got here, ain't it? I was lucky. The forge was here when I arrived. That is a stroke of luck. Still, there's a lot of abandoned stuff laying around camp. People die and leave their things behind. He pauses to scratch Clodo behind the ears, then straightens with a sigh. To tell the truth, Smith, this ain't a social call. I was looking to commission a blade from you. Yeah, sure. What brought this up? Camp's a dangerous place, getting more dangerous by the day. I could do with a good sword to protect my family. Any experience it? Not with swords, no, but I keep ordering my old tavern with a stout cudgel when needed. Drunk men are easier to handle than desperate ones, but I do know a bit about how to hurt a man. What can you offer? I don't have much, but I got goods to barter. Stuff I've scavenged from wrecked wagons and ruined farmhouses. Clodo whines and nudges against Bennett's leg. Aww. My children, old Gita, they're depending on me to keep them safe. Please, that's got to be worth something. Yeah, it is. I got you, buddy. I got you. Let's make him a good-ass sword, chat. Let's make him a good-ass sword. Okay. So it needs to be at least one mobility, and that's all they care about. It has to be between 42 and 62 inches. Okay. Scroll out. Scroll out. Scroll out. Okay. Alright, chat. Let's make our new friend Clodo a weapon. I mean, Bene a weapon. Here we go. One less. Okay. 60 inches long. The hell of a blade. Alright. Get that thickness down. pretty good thickness. It's pretty good. Alright, now let's do the width. Okay. Alright, let's get a point going up here. Let's make it a long point though. Make it a long point. There we go. Alright. That looks like a nice stabbing blade, doesn't it? And the thickness. Okay. Then let's do the cross section. Here we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Get a nice, nice blade on there for ya. Strong taper, but slim. Alright, let's go with that. And let's put a weight on the bottom. Ooh, what do you think here, chat? What do you think? Is that good for protecting Clodo? Looks like a pretty good sword to me. Size queen? Yeah. Yep. Okay, Steve, you made your point. I sure did. Can slice and stab. That's true. We're gonna call this the bandana. Okay. I like it. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of speed or mobility, but man, is it sharp. Very sharp. Takes the sword in his hands, his weathered face lightening up, Shoto wagging his tail. I don't know much about swordsmith, but this one feels good in my hands. He takes a few careful practice swings, testing the weapon's weight and reach while Clodo watches approvingly. If any more vultures circle around my family, they'll find more than they bargained for. Between Clodo's teeth and this blade, the Monders can hold their ground. Give my regards to the children. Hopefully you'll never need to draw it. Give my regards. I will indeed. They'll be pleased to know you're looking out for us. You're welcome. He produces a glimmering necklace, clearly valuable. No. That's too much. No. Please, out of everyone in this forsaken camp, you're the only decent people I've met. We have to look out for each other. Aw, if you need anything, company, a hot meal, whatever, you know where to find us. Aw. The bandana. What do you think, chat? How does the bandana look? Friendship. Engraver. Requires level 5. Unlocks advanced cross-section controls. You like crossing sections. Allows you to scale the sword parts. Okay. And this one allows you to forge asymmetrical blades. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's do that. Like that. Okay. Alright, we helped out our friend, chat. We helped out our friend, and I feel good about us. I feel good about us today, chat. We did the right thing. We did the right thing. Alright, let's see. You want a new blade, and you're willing to give us leather, a horseshoe, and some mystery shit. Or Jam wants to give us steel, wood. Ooh. I do like steel and wood. I will accept. Okay. Scroll out. Scroll out. I'd use it to break down some bamboo for sure. Nice. Nice. Okay. This one can only be 40. You know what? I think we're gonna make a short one. I wanna make a little shorter one this time. Let's make a little chubby one. A little chubster. Let's make a little chubster. Nice. Okay. A little chubby. Make a little chubby. Alright. And then it needs to be high on impact. Okay. So we don't want to pound it too hard. One too far. Don't like that. Going back the other way. The other way. Alright. Nice and thick. Nice and thick boy. A nice and thick boy right there. Alright. Get the width down a little bit. Get the width down. Has like no mobility. Okay, it's okay. Alright. Ow. We're gonna make the whole fucking thing the point. There we go. Okay. Taper the width. Nice, nice. Good, good. Taper the thickness. Man, look at this thing. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this fucking thing. Sheesh. Okay. And the cross section. What if we only put the cross section to there? And then we do the rest of it in blue. There we go. There we go. How about that, chat? How about that? And then let's take this. And let's try to keep it there. We'll put that there. Nice. Up here. Man. Look at this. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this fucking thing. And now we want it to be a little more pointy. But only at the top. Only want the top to get more pointy. Alright, and let's make like the very end of it really more pointy. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now that's what I call a short and stubby. Yeah. 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 Perfect. I like it. Okay, we got a tip on there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Lock you in. Let's get a nice... Let's get a nice strong oval on this one. Very impactful. A little bit of a tail. Tail right there. Oh, you wanted to be a two-hander. Okay. Alright, we can do that. Damn. Damn. That is one thick boy. Hi, Barnesdale. Look at this thing. That is a fucking He-Man sword if I ever saw one. Damn. What do we call this one, chat? What do we call this one? This is definitely some more. This is definitely more of a beast sword for sure. What name strikes? What name strikes you, chat? Look at how it comes down to a point. It flares in and then out. Comes to a point for deadly accuracy. Got all the checks. Okay. The point. It does have a flared base. Yes. Yes. He's a thick boy down here. And then he slowly gets more and more thin up until you get to the head. And then it comes in sharp. This thing will not only slice your vegetables, but your garden hose too. Yes. Yes. The point. The point. The sword of power. The point. Power. He takes the weapon in a practiced grip. His confident stance and well-drilled movements speak of some military background, perhaps. Fair enough, Smith. Hats off to you. Not a bad job. The point. The power. The point. Okay. Alright, we got 3 things left. Let's go ahead and dismantle a couple of things. Oh. Right, we got lots of steel out of that. Oh, there we go. The book's companion. Okay. There's a book we had the whole time. There's the family heirloom. Vessel if you're drunk enough to persuade someone. Okay. Broken wheel. We should probably salvage that wheel. Just wood. Just wood. Okay. Alright. That's it for day number 3. End day. Alright, we made 81 gold today. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Oh man, this is where we're gonna go to the Lost City. Well, this is probably where we die, chat. This is probably where we die. I feel like this is not the part of the city that you want to get caught in at night. Not all of Aaron Keep was granted the Masked King's protection. In centuries past, the city spilled beyond its ancient walls. Now the barrier, which traces the wall's course, has left these outer areas to the mercy of the wastes. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by countless looters, but rumors persist that there is a worthwhile treasure to be found amongst the rubble. Seek out the scrap peddler. Search for valuables. Head back to camp. Let's search for the peddler. As night draws closer, the shadows in the Lost City come alive, hidden eyes watching from high places. You scurry through the ruins, feeling as small and vulnerable as an insect. Fortunately, the scrap peddler is easy to find. He warms his hands over a blazing fire in an attempt to in an empty market square, accompanied by a sad-looking mule pulling a cart full of junk. Wow, that is not a pretty picture. He's an off-putting sight. Most of his face is bandaged, but the exposed areas are a mess of festering sores and flaking skin. You dread to think what the bandages are hiding. Ugh. Not contagious. Not contagious. The peddler points at himself as he shouts. One yellow eye peers madly at you through the gauze. Well, do you expect me to stake my life on your honesty? Keep away from me. Alright, I believe you. No need to yell. Ugh. Well, he's not gonna be honest with us anyway, but let's ask. Not contagious, I swears it. He doesn't seem to fully understand your question. Taking a look at him, his disease looks like either leprosy or a terrible skin condition. Either way, best not to get too close. I have many things. I find them in the dark places. I sell to you? Yeah, sure. How do you find all this stuff? Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you and stolen your goods. Wow. What do you sell here? Can I see your wares? But it's too dark. The dark time is for taking my favorites, not giving. Come back in the daylight so you can see what you're buying, yes? A new vendor is available from your forge. Scrap peddler. Okay. Alright. Well, I think this is where we leave, chat. This is where we go away now. I don't think we should stick around here very long. Partners forever and always. Yep. His rotten grin sends a shiver down your spine. Ugh. What in the leprosy? Yeah, that guy has leprosy, alright. Search for the ruins! Alright, let's search. Let's get our shit stolen. Why not? The lost city has been endlessly picked over by scavengers. Your hopes of finding are slim, but irresistible. Shards and rubble scrouch under your trudging down empty streets. Sure enough, one by one, the half-collapsed shells of houses proved to offer nothing of value. Venture deeper into the city or give up. Man, just wait until you wake up with him drooling and standing over top of you, staring at you while you sleep. That's the only way I like to wake up. You come across what was once a guardhouse, a squat stone fort with slitted windows. A pile of skeletal remains are heaped up against the fortified doors. People came here looking for shelter and were refused. It looks like a few of the dead were struck by crossbow bolts. Yikes. Well, I mean, might as well search the guardhouse. The walls are covered by obscure messages, broken bottles scattered on the floor alongside gnawed bones with blood-stained rags. But by the way it looks of it, a group of brigands took shelter here for years. Whether they were originally guards, escaped prisoners, or just passing gang, you couldn't guess, but they turned the place into their personal fiefdom. I got one heavy shackle. Okay. I'll take it. Find your way back out. For a moment you think you've lost your way, but then you spot a fountain you recognize. Its statue cracked and headless. It remains water, just a puddle of black slime. You breathe a sigh of relief. This is familiar territory. The sun slopes low in the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. What a creepy game. A few hours past midnight, you're woken by a soft, shrieking hiss. A blade through the fabric of your tent. You motherfucker. A fabric falls away as you reveal a pair of gleaming eyes, a crescent of yellow teeth, a gaunting figure with a knife in his hand. He steps carefully into your tent, apparently thinking you are asleep. Behind him are the dim shapes of other men. Each night you bury your tools and your coin in a new location. There's not much in the tent they can steal, but they don't look like the type who will be happy if they don't find anything worthwhile. Well, we have wisdom, we don't have strength. The man freezes, then guffaws. His laugh a sick gurgle from the back of his throat. Scream all you like, there's no law out here. Hand over some coin, food, anything you got. His companions enter the tent from behind him. 3 more men, all rail thin and desperate. The leader takes a menacing step closer. Take what you want, just don't hurt me. I have nothing worth stealing. You picked the wrong tent. I make swords. You think I can't defend myself? The leader hesitates, but only for a moment. 4 against 1, Smith. Use your head. 50% chance with toughness. 45% chance with finesse. Damn it. Wisdom is not helping us much here. Well, you know, It was a good life, chat. It was a good life. Failure. Damn it. The sword lies beneath your bedroll, hidden in a bundle of rags. You lunge for it, but the thief is faster. He moves like a snake, kicking the sword out of your reach, as his knife blade appears at your throat, pressing just firmly enough to draw a drop of blood. Not so fast! Grab that sword, boys. Nice bit of loot. Now let's see what else we can find. He nods to his companions, who begin rummaging through your meager possessions. But they don't have any luck. Your coin and tools are buried beneath their reach. Where's your stuff? Tell us or I cut your throat. Damn it. Let's see. We don't have a lot of toughness. I buried it all, I'll show you where. Maybe this is what we use our smarts for, chat. Smart move, let's do some digging. They march outside at knife point. Lead them to a different spot. The moon hangs bloated in the sky. Your breath plumes in the night air as you stumble forward, the knife's point at a constant pressure against your spine. You lead them to a patch of earth near the edge of camp, far from your actual cache. Gesture silently. Start digging, use your hands, and if we don't find nothing, he draws a finger across his throat. Dig. I force you to your knees with a tremendous claw. See, there's while they crowd around. The hole grows deeper and your fingernails split and bleed. You dig and dig, but there's nothing to find. The night grows long, the sun peeks over the horizon, casting the world in bloody light. Damn Smith's trying to be clever, there's nothing here. Pain explodes between your shoulder blades. A knife thrust from behind. You fall forward into the pit, mouth filling with dirt. The blade withdraws only to plunge into your side. Between your ribs, fire spreads through your chest. Wow. You can die in this game, apparently. Spare the thieves the trouble of digging you a grave. Damn it. Well, let's try that again, shall we? GG. So you have to let them rob you? You don't. Don't you take one more step. Actually, feign sleep. Let's feign sleep. Let's see what happens. You have a sword near your bedroll, hidden in a bunch of rags, perhaps when you reach it. Attack of surprise. Oh man. Let's continue to feign sleep. We don't find any luck. Let's just see what happens if we keep sleeping. I sleep. I sleep. Prods you with his foot. Wake up, sleepyhead. Where's your stuff? Well, I guess we slept too long. I'll offer you something much more valuable. What do you mean? Just give me a few days. I can equip you with a much more fearsome blade than that rusty butter knife. Gleaming with imagined power. Here's a counteroffer. We steal your stuff anyway, and then you make us a sword, or we kill you. Well, that's not a great counteroffer. Okay, we can appeal to his inner greed. Imagine a sword perfectly balanced, razor sharp, molded to your grip. Once it's in your hand, you'll be the king of this camp. Alright, I like the sound of that. You got yourself a deal. Start making the blade, and if I'm not happy with it, I'll cut your throat from ear to ear. Great. The thief melts away into the night, leaving you alone In your sliced open tent. That'll require a few hours of stitching to repair, but you're too tired to attempt it now. Wow, you manage a few more hours of fitful sleep before dawn breaks. Wow. Well, okie dokie. And there's our vendor. You make your way through Lost City, the harsh daylight throwing the ruins into stark relief. The sounds of your footsteps echo eerily in the crumbling silence. At last, you reach the Scrap Peddler's Square, a rubble-strewn market plaza reclaimed by the weeds. The peddler perks up at your approach, his one visible yellow eye widening with excitement at the prospect of a customer. Hi, Darkness. I saved the prettiest trinkets for you, yes. Survey his wares. Vendor's inventory, okay. Look at these. Books. Costs 100 gold to buy those? Sword Essentials. A major part of the sword is teaching the following sword part designs. Interesting. So you can actually buy... You can buy books. That's interesting. Okay. What is it? 5 coins per? And like, practically no leather. That's probably bad. Sell one of those. Let's buy some steel. Try that, and let's buy a book. Let's get Sword Essentials. And you can also have these wheels. Okay. Dances excitingly, his bandaged hands fluttering all over his collection. The mule retches pitiably. I have some questions for you. Yes? What is your name? That's right, I'm a peddler. Scraps the game. God damn it. But is the book erotica? No, no werewolf erotica here. No, no, no. What condition are you suffering from? Nothing wrong, my skin just doesn't like me anymore. My skin just doesn't like me anymore. That's fair. Let's see. Do you ever go inside? Guards say no, I make people sick, but... Lies, not contagious, you see. Not even a little bit. Uh-huh. Have you seen anything strange? The walls make songs, sometimes they do. A beautiful, sweet song for the sleeping. Men with candles sneak out here to call up things from the dark places, but the dark places are not so easy to call, and I could tell them that if they liked. The dark places do the calling. Okay. How long have you been scavenging? Once I had a shop, a real shop with walls and a floor. Then he gestures at his bandaged face with a gurgling laugh. Now I have a mule. Mule doesn't care about face. Mule supports me through hard times. How long, you ask? 10 years? 17? How long does a mule live? Yeah, I don't have any more questions. Yep. The peddler nods mindlessly, scratching his bandages until something underneath dislodges. Run! Ugh. 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 Alright, well. Well, okay. God damn it. Well, I guess we gotta make this sword, huh? Well, let's make sure you remember your promise. I want a blade. A proper one, or else we'll have a problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna be back in a few days for my sword. If you disappoint me, I'll put you in the ground. Damn it. Can't we just kill him? Okay. Now, scroll in. Okay. So he wants it to be mobile, and he wants it to be stiff. Alright. Needs to be regular point. Alright, well, let's get to work, chat. How big is this thing gonna be? Not big. Small guy. Small sword. Okay. Make it squish. Squish. Okay. Alright. Make it a little bit fat, not too much. Or just kidding, we'll make it a really big, thick boy. You know, one of the two. Alright. Alright, we'll make the point. Oh. There we go. Okay. Good. Now. The width. Damn it. So the thinner we make it, the less sturdy it is. Okay. And we're gonna make it way more ugly. So it's nice and stiff. That is an ugly sword. Whatever. Cross section. Looks like a fish. God damn it, we lost stiffness again. More stiffness, damn it. What's okay. Alright, make it nice and stiff. very much lowers the mobility. Let's see. There's a rating of 1. Let's see, the rating is improved by making your blade thicker at the expense of more weight. Okay. Choose the thickness. Alright. I'm gonna give him a giant ironing board. But it needs 3 mobility. Be repurposed. Okay. So we need a smaller. Smaller hilt. And a tiny stop. Okay. So maybe it needs to be thick, but not very wide. Nope, that's making it worse. Let's make it like this. I think he wanted the bandana. Or like the Ultra Needle. Is this still the butthole sword? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It practically doesn't even have a point. Making it so fucking thin. Scroll in. Scroll in. Okay. There it is. Okay, you want a regular point though. Not too narrow, not too broad. Damn it. Ugh. I lose thickness. I can't go any less than that. Okay. So make it a little width, a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that's what he wanted. What a pain in the ass. Weird looking blade, but that's what he wants. The fuck do we call this thing? Look at the shape of it, it can be a new butthole. Could be a new butthole. There we go, chat. Behold the Shaheed. The Shaheed. Your blade is not sharp. Fuck you. I didn't really want it to be sharp, game. That was kind of the point. What do you mean my blade is not sharp? Obviously it's sharp. What do you want? Oh, stiffness again. What do you mean this is not sharp? Yes, it is. I swear to you, sir, this will cut a butthole. It will. It will. Your blade is not sharp. Pain in the ass. No, it's not fucking... God damn it. Now it's losing stiffness. God damn video game. Oh, that's actually my antlers. So that's orange. Well, that didn't do it. Okay, fine. How did the blacksmiths for those to make hammers in the first place? That's a good question. That is a good question. That is definitely a sharp blade. You are insane, video game. That is obviously... That's obviously where it needs to be. Okay. Maybe it needs to be wider. Okay. Points a little bit more. There goes the stiffness again. Well, now it just looks like a fucking butt plug. Is what this? What the fuck kind of bullshit sword is this? This is a thin ass little part right there, and it tapers up to a spade. I love it. Damn it! You're just gonna hand this guy a fireplace poker and say done. Pretty much. I'm trying to just give him a fire poker. It's gonna break off immediately. It is gonna be the worst sword I've ever made. But it's going to a great home, so. Yeah, look at this. Right here, the red part. This is gonna instantly break. As soon as he goes to hit anything, this red part right here is gonna break the fuck off. Alright, the Shaheed is ready. Nice. A few practice swings, grinning wider with each slice. Now this is more like it. It's a real weapon. No one's gonna mess with me now. He points the blade at you, grinning like a cat with a mouse in its claws. You did good work. Real good work. Thanks. Just remember our deal. The sword squares us. You kept your word, so I'll keep mine. No more midnight visits from us. But if I were you, I'd be real careful with who else I make blades for. Wouldn't want anyone else getting ideas about their station, if you catch my meaning. He swaggers away, the sword resting on his shoulder, followed by his pathetic entourage. I can't wait for him to go to use that and for it to break in half. He has no idea what a sword is. Woo! It worked out in our advantage. Alright. We are level 4. Part scaling. Okay. I like that. Okay, I have barely any more strength for today. I haven't taken a proper care of this, but 2 focus, can you fix it? Sure. We can fix it. Why not? Scroll out. Scroll out. Alright, what does it need? It needs to be sharp. Alright. Sharp scimitar it is. Regular points. Okay. Okay. Assessments feature, create an angle. I don't need to create an angle. Okay. Then set the blade as right, left, or both. Click on the asymmetrical button. Okay. I'm working on the railroad all the live long day. Now let's make this less thick. Actually, let's get less wide. Okay. Not any sharper. Still doesn't seem any sharper. How well the cross section can cut through the sword. All the way up there. Come down here. Try this. High quality. That's right. That's right, Trevor. That's why you come here. High quality wares. Okay. Put it down more here. That feels like it should be a good sword. Nope, that just made it flat. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so we got all that right. How do we make it sharper? The edge angle of a wide and thin blade provides the best rating. So we want the width to come down. So we don't want it to go bigger. We want it to be a small blade. You ever swing scissors in a circle from the finger? Kind of like that. And make it thicker. That's too thick. Okay. I don't want to alarm you, chat, but I think I'm ruining the hell out of this sword. I mean, it looks like it would still make a nice piece of toast. You know what I mean? It looks like the start of a balloon animal. Not sharp. Well, scroll out. Scroll out. See, the thing is, I don't know how to make your blade sharp. Yeah. What if we shorten his blade? What if we make it smaller? Too small. There we go. Okay, so now it's tiny. Now I'm gonna make it a little thicker again. What if we make just like the top end of it thicker? Like a butter knife. Ah, I like that idea. There, what if we do that? That looks great. What exactly were you supposed to do with it? All we were supposed to do was sharpen it, but I don't know how to sharpen blades, apparently. So yeah. I mean, it looks sharp. It looks sharp to me. Doesn't that seem sharp, chat? That seems sharp. Look at that. Hey, that looks like it would cut a bitch, doesn't it? I think that looks like a good blade. I don't know what this guy is all mad about. I mean, I think that looks like a really good Ginsu blade. You know? Like if you had a samurai who also like wanted to, dabble in culinary arts. You know what I mean? I think that would work, you know? Okay, that didn't work either. Alright, well, let's try... Let's just make this as thick as we can. Someone make this blade for Panda to cook with. I would love that. Do we have any blade makers in the house? Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Panda, have you ever wanted to chop something from a distance? I think that's a valid question. Thank you very much. I think that's a valid question. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Ooh. I think this is great. It could make, you know, that's a spade. That's not. It's a scimitar. It's a scimitar that can also help you with your pizza. If you need to get your pizza out of the oven, you could just, you know, get it on in there. You know. You can chop your vegetables with the sword. Exactly. That's my point. I want people to be able to make their vegetables and, you know, feel good about themselves. You're gonna hand this back and the person is gonna be confused as hell. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, what if I change the lighting, chat? How about now? Does it look better? What about now? Does that look better? I think we're really close to somewhere. You ever bring your late parents' sword in for sharpening and they give you back half of a shovel? You want pineapple with that? Well, okay. Alright, well. What you're saying is perhaps we went a little too thick? Alright, well. Okay. Well. I am just dismantling this man's blade at this point. Alright. Let's start over. Alright. Length of the sword. Length. Good. Now, is it thick? Okay, it's a thick blade. So we want thickness to be thickness it said do less, right? The steep edge, angle, wide and thin blade. A wide and thin blade. Okay. So we want it to be thin, chat. And we want it to be wide. I'm gonna make it wider. I'm not sure this is actually getting any better. Well, I believe I may be making the sword from Final Fantasy. Close enough. Okay. Point. So we're only gonna do this side. We're gonna do this side. Really, really harsh. Yep. Alright, and this side. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, a buster sword. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Now we're gonna take the point. And we're gonna go bring the point down this way. There we go. That's looking sharp, right? Right? Okay. Now we'll take the taper the width, right? And then down here, we really gotta do something about this. There we go. There we go. What do you think, chat? What do you think? I think we're getting better. I think we're getting it now. Let's just hammer this out a little bit more. One more. Hold on, almost got it. Almost. Okay, getting there. Bingo. Okay, good. Okay, all right. Okay, now we're just gonna work on this left side a little bit. We're just gonna draw this down, draw that a little bit there. Want this to come back here. There you go. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, good. Okay, now, now. We need to work on just the top side of the blade, just right there. We want it to be nice and sort of pointed. There. There. Perfect. Let's go like this a little bit. Perfect. Okay, good. Okay. Now, taper the thickness. On this side, we want to be like right there. Definitely gonna be a very thick blade. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Then we just gotta get the cross section right. Yes! But, look at this sword, chat. My god. Okay, now we're gonna do this side over here. We're just gonna go right to there. Hold on, Panda, I'm cooking. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, give me a minute. Perfect. Okay, now we want to change the thickness. Just right down here. Watch the sword come to life, cat. Watch. Too much life. Put it back. Nope. Look at it. That didn't quite work out. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Alright. There we go. Ooh. look at that. Look at that thing. Look at this. This guy gave us his priceless heirloom, and look what we did with it, chat. We made it so much better. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look. Look at that. Oh, man. Look at that. You see the curves? You see the sharp steel? You see how it purrs when you turn it sideways? Ugh. That is what I'm talking about for a blade. This is a blade, chat. Okay, this is a masterpiece. Okay, all right. I want to take this side though, and we're gonna bring this back down to here. Come in here. Good. Good. Now, I'm gonna go over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go here, and I'm just gonna go. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Just gonna go here. Okay, I'm gonna go on that side right there. There. Good. Nice. I feel like we're just about ready, chat. I feel like this is, in fact, one of the best swords we have made in this video game. Look at this. Look at this, a work of art. Look at this. Look at this. Ugh. Ugh, that is a thing of beauty. That is a thing of beauty. Look at the cross-section. Look at that cross-section. Ugh. Maybe a little bit more right here. There. Perfect. I don't want to touch it. And, oh, wait more. One more. One more. Yes. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. There. Nope. Too much. Too much. Too much. We went too far. We went too far. There we go. Right there. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. I'm telling you, chat, when you see this in the latest Final Fantasy, you are gonna be so angry that you did not believe in this sword. Look at how good it is. Look at how good this is. What shall we call this, chat? What shall we call our masterpiece? What shall we call our masterpiece? This is a perfect sword, in my opinion. Go into photo mode, really show it off. Oh. One. Look at this thing. Look at this thing, chat. Oh my god, this is sexy. This is sex on steroids right there. Yep. Alright.
Don't stop, baby, let me see you wiggle walk.
We gotta get this cheese knife. If the crowd is successful, exactly.
This is a Kickstarter, right?
Yep.
We get the cheese knife if the crowdfunding is successful?
Alright. The forever. The forever cheeser. Perfect. A name befitting this amazing piece of art. This is art, chat. Okay, this is art. All right, I can't help if some of you don't understand art. Okay, guys, you can do Fangled Kids and your AI art. Okay, this is real art. Okay, I worked on this for 45 minutes. This is art. Okay, art. We're giving it back to him. Let's see what he says. He examines the repaired weapon with amazement, running his fingers along the restored metal. It feels like you brought it back from the dead. I owe you, Smith. See, chat? Look. The forever cheeser. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look, oh my god, did you see how it had like a little lump at the end there too? Oh. Oh. Is your client on shrooms, perchance? Perchance, for maybe. Well, that to me just screams of the, really, were we ever gonna make anything better than that, chat? I don't think we could. I don't think so. That was pretty much the pinnacle of swordry right there. Yep. Well, chat, congratulations. You have now gotten to witness a master blacksmith worker. You're welcome. We'll be back again tomorrow night, hanging out and doing some more video games. Can't wait to see you there. Remember, you're the only reason that I'm able to keep doing this as often as we are. Go check out the YouTube. Go watch the videos if you can. Help us get to that next level. Helps us pay the rent, so I don't have to watch so many duck games. Alright, everybody. Go vote to whatever cockamamie scheme that Carpet and Gail come up with to vote for whatever bullshit ghost thing I have to watch. Alright? Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again, and much love.